What is up? I'm Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What's for Dinner. I have 3 recipes this week, you guys. First up, I am showing you the air fryer barbecue chicken legs and roasted veggies that were on my Instagram. I feel like everybody has an air fryer nowadays, but leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have one and what brand, because your girl's looking for a second one. The first thing I'm going to do, you guys, is go ahead and season my chicken legs. You can use any seasoning you like. I just really like this Keg chicken rub. It's super good. Now I have a Ninja Foodie. I'm gonna go ahead and add a cup of water. Anytime you use a pressure cooker, guys, you need liquid in the bottom. That's just how it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the cup of water, and I'm using this rack and I'm kind of lining up the chicken legs as best I can, because the first step here is we're gonna pressure cook these on high for about 15 minutes. While that's pressure cooking, I'm going to go ahead and prep my veggies to roast. Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I love to do my roasted potatoes in the Foodie. Alas, it's being occupied, hence why I'm looking for a second air fryer. But no worries, because, you know, in the good old days, we always used an oven. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these into the pieces or the sizes that I like. I like to cut them smaller because I want them to cook up really quickly. We want to eat. I have these Brussels sprouts I got at Costco. I love these. I'm not going to bother cutting the ends off. It doesn't really bother us. And I'm going to go ahead and lay them on a cookie sheet, douse it with some olive oil, and then it's whatever you guys like. I'm all about salt, pepper, some no salt seasoning, a little bit of garlic salt, and some onion powder. And these are just going to roast in the oven, guys, for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how you like them. And I'd put them at about 400 or 425. About halfway through, I'll go ahead and stir them up, and I'll put the flat edge of the Brussels sprout facing down so that it crisps up a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and baste our chicken legs and get them broiling in the Foodie as well. All right, so as soon as this is done, I'm using the broil function. We're not going to air fry it because they're already cooked. And I'm going to go ahead and baste it with some barbecue sauce and broil it for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. It's how dark or caramelized you want it to get. The only thing that I can say that's different about doing these like on the barbecue or the oven is they are succulent. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Jamie said, can you please cook them this way every time? Absolutely, I will. Take a look at these Brussels sprouts. They're not burnt, you guys. They're caramelized and crispy, and they're hot. Now, I don't always show you guys our taco nights anymore because I kind of feel like everybody knows what tacos are, but taco boats, Kermie and I thought y'all needed to see these. I always buy the big packs of ground beef at Costco, and then I portion them out in about 1 or 2 pound portions in the big gallon size bag. That's just kind of my go-to. So we're going to go ahead and get our taco meat cooking. I usually just set it here on a medium high heat, coat it in this taco seasoning because it's our favorite here, and then kind of let it crisp up. I'll give it a good stir, and then I'm going to add some liquid later once it's almost cooked with the same amount of taco seasoning. Guys, that's the best way to get your taco seasoning to soak into your ground beef. You can also cook it in your Instant Pot or your Foodie. That's a really great way to get really saturated, delicious, seasoned taco meat. Oh, look, there's me. you can see here, it's getting really good color, and then I'm gonna douse it with lots more seasoning. I mean, you guys do you. If you think it's too much sodium, then by all means. But honestly, we don't eat that much salt in a day. So one taco night every 2 weeks, we're gonna go for it. Now, I have shared this with you guys a million times. I love this cheese grater, and I think this might be the first time I'm showing you the full process of putting it together, because I just want you to see just how stinking easy it is, and that there's really only so many parts of it that you need to clean. Anyway, I think it was like $39 Canadian on Amazon, and there are hundreds of variations. I don't like to recommend this brand because you can see the brand itself has come off. I've had a piece break, but the actual function of it, phenomenal, phenomenal. Now, I do have a little bit of pain. Don't worry about Kermie, guys. He's all right. He just had a little tumble. I do have some hand pain. So that was the main reason that I decided to buy this. I was starting to grate a lot of my own cheese. I didn't like buying it in the bags as often as I was. And using a hand grater, honestly, when you have bad hands, you get it. You understand that hurts. This is just so stinking easy. I can't emphasize it enough. I popped this in the dishwasher, guys. Check Amazon and check a countertop cheese grater thingamabobber. You should find one. When you do this, let it simmer for about 20 minutes on a low-medium heat. All the liquid will absorb and it'll be delicious taco gold. When I used to think tacos were pretty generic and everyone did the same thing, the more YouTube that I watch, the more I'm realizing tacos really vary from place to place. Here, I'm all about cheese and lettuce, tomatoes. I would add avocado. I've seen people do that and I'm thinking I'm gonna start. But when I saw these taco boats on a YouTuber in a mukbang video, I was very, very excited. So I didn't know they existed. Apparently I'm living under a rock. I'm gonna go ahead and heat them up with the shells. And you guys, when I put these together, I was so stinking happy. They're like the perfect little taco bites. You can do this in like 4 bites, well, maybe 2, depending on who you are. And they're phenomenal. The kids loved them, loved them. We ate them for like 3 days straight because we had leftovers. Comment down below, guys, what's your favorite taco? How do you like to eat them? Do you like hot sauce, mild sauce? Do you like sour cream? I'm very curious. I'm a sour cream girl. As you can see, I wanted a crunchy and a boat. When I make spaghetti, I swear it's different every time, but tonight I had peppers and I knew that I wanted to throw peppers and mushrooms and delicious canned tomatoes into my spaghetti sauce. So I usually just call it chunky spaghetti around our house. I'm making my Greek Italian salad and my favorite way to use leftover hot dog and hamburger buns, turning it into garlic bread, which frankly is the best tasting garlic bread on the stinking planet. So for me, when I'm cooking, I like to kind of do things in sequence. So while my hamburger meat's cooking, I'm gonna prep my veggies. And I know that seems like an obvious thing for some people, but if you're not used to being in the kitchen and doing things sequentially like that, sometimes it's good to hear it. So I just thought I'd say that. So while the meat's cooking, I'm gonna take about half of each of these peppers and cut it into fairly large chunks because I want my kids to be able to push it to the side if they don't want it. I know some parents are saying blend it up and put it in there, but I like to taste the peppers. I wanna see the chunks so they can push them aside if they want to. Once I'm done prepping the veggies, I'm gonna add those along with the mushrooms to the meat. It doesn't really matter if it's cooked or not yet at this point. I'm gonna add my pasta sauce. We like the Classico sweet basil marinara and a can of the San Marzano tomatoes from Costco. This will elevate any pasta sauce, you guys. I'm using the Pampered Chef masher to mash the tomatoes. You don't need to blend it up or get fancy. You could even use a fork at this point because I like them a little chunky anyway. And then I'm going to stir it all together and let it simmer on the stove for a good 30 to 45 minutes to really let this the flavors sink in. So like I said, I love using hamburger buns and hot dog buns for garlic bread. I realized that I actually had enough hot dog buns, so I set the hamburger buns aside, and I actually ended up using them the next day because we had leftover spaghetti, so I basically had a double whammy. Super win for me. I love this garlic spread, you guys. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I'm gonna go ahead and slather it up and put some of this cheese, and it's gonna be delicious. Peekaboo Charlie strikes again. Sometimes I like to put my garlic bread directly on the rack. I mostly do that when it's frozen because I find that it helps it crisp up a little bit better, but these were kind of flimsy and awkward, so it was easier to just throw them on a cookie sheet. I usually put my garlic bread in at about 400, you guys, and I keep an eye on it anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes depending on what it is, if it's frozen or if I just did these hot dog garlic breads. So my favorite expression as a YouTuber since I've started doing What's for Dinners and grocery hauls is, hey, sorry guys, this is real life. So real life is that we ate and I didn't take a picture. Even Instagram didn't see my meal this night, but I thought you'd get a good shot of this delicious garlic bread. And guys, it was spaghetti. And it was phenomenal, as were all of these meals that I shared with you guys this week. I haven't been sharing every meal with you, but I want to share the ones that really struck a chord and impacted us and made us happy and smile and our tummies full. So if you guys enjoyed this video, thank you so very much. And I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye for now.